Hello and welcome to the All Around Natural Beauty RN channel. All right, look at y'all. All right, we're already starting off here with the shout out to Courtney, Courtney Taylor for keeping us on task here, reminding we're going to dedicate this stream to Courtney Taylor for um, making sure that all this stuff gets taken place. But I'm just excited. So welcome to the All Around Natural Beauty RN channel, where I'm passionate about helping all victims of all ages and genders overcome the fear of facing challenges of being a victim to become a survivor. And right now, our platform is focused on the Shanquella Robinson case, where we are continuing to lift our voices here for justice for Shanquella by all means necessary. And I saw Courtney had came earlier when I was trying to talk about something else and reminded me that there are still voices that need to be lifted for Shanquella. So I do appreciate you again for that. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. It's has really kind of dried up as far as like new news. I did look, and the updates that they were having for today were really updates that we already got information on yesterday. But I do have something that I'm excited to share that I just found on the internet here. See, I seen an interesting video yesterday. Oh yeah, what was the interesting video? Please share. Drop that interesting video in the chat here. We'll give it a look. Um, yeah, like I said, so I scanned and scrolled around to see what I could find. I found two. However, when I kind of previewed them a little bit, they really appeared to be videos that we had already saw. And what I did see was slightly alarming. I saw a lot of videos of people. There was a video, someone, professing to be speaking to the spirit of Shanquella. I mean, it was just some things out there that we're not going down that route, and some, just some stuff I felt like weren't real true. You say, oh, hell of a chick. Okay, I hadn't seen anything from. I didn't see nothing on her. I'll take a look. I know they have been limiting when you put things in the search engine for this topic to come up, which has been really difficult to find information. I promise. But what I did find that was kind of moving to me was that there's a Wikipedia page out. Did y'all know that? So I want to start. I hadn't read. I just saw it just now. So I just want to share that. So shows our voices is really going somewhere with this here. Justice for Shanquella. So here we have in the Wikipedia, the killing of the unaliving of Shanquella Robinson. So it says Shanquella Brenda Robinson, January 9th. Oh, she was getting ready to have a birthday. 1997, October 29th, 2022, was an American businesswoman, founder of women's fashion clothing line, hairstylist, and social media personality from North Carolina, United States, who was killed as a tourist while on vacation in Mexico. She died on October 29th, 2022, shortly after traveling with a group of loose acquaintance. Okay, this is fair. A friend, a group of loose acquaintance. That's very fair. And after arriving in the Mexican resort town of Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, there was considerable public interest and intrigue surrounding the cause of her death. In addition, sustained collaborative efforts of citizen journalism, and that's us, and amateur news bloggers, that's us too, I guess, played an important role in bringing attention to Robinson's death, to the point of Mexican authorities facing enhanced scrutiny, particularly because the municipal police department initially treated the death as a case of conventional tourist alcohol intoxication. Wow. A video later surfaced which showed Robinson being violently attacked in a rental villa prior to her death. The circumstances leading to her mysterious death, as well as the medical treatment, police report, and forensic inquiries into the cause of her untimely passing, have led to an ongoing high-profile transitional criminal investigation with the United States and Mexico. Wow. Wow. I didn't know that, usually it'd be a while for people to make it up into the Wikipedia. Courtney Taylor says, in her video, the Mexican governor said he didn't know about the crimes because he had been away in Mexico City. What? Hey, Tara Pink. Tara Pink. Yes. All right. We got some folks coming up in here. What's up, M-Mac? Salute, Arian. Happy birthday. Thank you. Salute to the chat. Thank you so much. Yes, 52 today, all day, every day. It's been a wonderful day, too. I've been getting a lot of birthday wishes and birthday greetings. I got an opportunity to spend time with all of my adult children. They came over, well, two of them did. One's lives out of the country. And, spend some quality time with them. I was able to live and FaceTime with the oldest one. And it's just been wonderful. I had a nice little meal, and, I had a good little time here. And I'm here for another year. And then you guys coming out to support and share with me too. Thank you so much. And Tara Pink says, dang, she got a page on Google. Yeah, so I'm just saying, every time I start feeling like, okay, there's no more to talk about, somebody, there's something. And then here's the proof, here's the evidence, Wikipedia already, and it just goes to show that, we can't stop. We have to keep doing it because it's making a difference here, because according to the Wikipedia, it's because of our voices, it's because that we haven't stopped talking about it is why, something is happening, why it's still in the media's attention. All right. Hey, Sharadia Niche, wow, is right. That is us. Our voices are being heard. Yeah, exactly. So, and I really didn't think, again, shout out to Courtney for, really, leading the way for this and continuing to say, justice for Shanquella and, keeping me perky about this whole thing. And, all of y'all too. This is really, it really is very moving here. Yep, she got that page in Google. So yes, Hey, Jackie Barty. Hey, y'all. Hey. Welcome. I'm so grateful y'all coming in here. I hope y'all hitting that like button on your way in here. Yes. Thank you so much. Wait, I missed this one. Yes, Wikipedia. Exactly. I know what you mean. Yep. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. Yep. I appreciate the birthday wishes. Yeah. So now we're going to look for Courtney's seed here. Thank you very much. Jackie Barty says, happy birthday, Queen. I sure appreciate these birthday wishes. And so we're going to take a peek and find something from Hell of a Chick. And then remember, too, a few nights ago, we had come to the conclusion that they possibly might be not blackballing us, but not snowballing us, but shadow banning. I'm doing something to, keep our voices down. doing the thing here. So yeah. And oh, look here. Narrator says, greeting beauties and beautifuls. Happy birthday all around natural beauty. Thank you so much, Narrator. All right. Yeah, this is late night too here. All right. So here we go. I appreciate that. Thank y'all so much. So we said we're looking for hell of a chick and see what she got to say. So yeah, so since they've been like trying to keep this on the hush hush and secretly, stuff really is really still happening, because here we got a Wikipedia page already with real stuff on it, right? And you know that's quick. I didn't know they made it possible so fast. You know, that was extremely fast. There you go, right there. All right, so Courtney says that hell of a chick should have some offering from yesterday. So let's take a peek and see. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Y'all be hooking me up here. Okay, so let me get this.
I will never go back to eyelashing.
One moment there. All right, so let me take off a few of these boxes and share this here screen from our first video here. And I'm feeling really blessed when I saw that Wikipedia, because I really didn't think, I was like, okay, yeah, this is the time. Time is coming for us to go ahead and skip on over that. All right. Thanks again, Courtney. Blows my mind. I like that.
What's good, guys? Today is Wednesday, December the 14th, 2022. This video will be regarding the Shanquella Robinson case, and specifically an article that I found on the North Carolina Beat regarding Nazir Wiggins and his mama. Now, I previously did a video regarding Nazir Wiggins of information that I found online, just 10 things about him. Now, apparently his mama has people in her inbox on Facebook, and let's see what she has to say.
Mama can't take the heat.
Nazir Wiggins' mother claims her son was not at the villa when Shanquella Robinson died. Now, this was wrote by Gerald Jackson, so I'm not sure what your opinion is of him, but it did come from the North Carolina Beat. And he starts it off with, word on the curb. Nazir Wiggins' mother is sticking with the story her son got on Instagram and told the world, claiming he was not inside the villa when Shanquella Robinson was attacked.
I was not there.
Somebody hopped into Nazir Wiggins' mother's Facebook inbox, acting like they were really concerned about her son trying to get some tea. Don Costner is not Nazir's mother's real name. And if you watched my video, you would know that that is her name, but that's her middle name. Her name is actually Tyra Dawn Costner, okay? The North Carolina Beat has identified her real name as Tyra Dawn Wiggins, and she is the biological mother of Nazir. She uses Dawn Costner as her Facebook name for whatever reason. And I think that's a family name. So that's where I think that comes from, okay? I don't think it's just some fictitious name that she came up with. Shows this picture of her taken from Facebook. In a string of Facebook messages obtained by the North Carolina Beat, Tyra did say that her son had spoken to the FBI on December the 2nd and was, quote, cleared. However, the FBI has not cleared Nazir of any wrongdoing as of Wednesday evening when he wrote this article. And then he went on to say, girl, he ain't cleared. You cleared him. Let's be clear. If Nazir told the same story to the FBI that he told the world on Instagram, you could most likely believe he will not see freedom in his future. Let's look at these messages, okay? At the top, it says Don Costner. All right. It says, of course. And they did. But he good. We have God on our side. My son lost 4 people that week. My nephew, my cousin, and my aunt died that same week. That beautiful baby lost her life. My son was going there to have fun, but ran into some BS and was blinded by all of it. So he told his truth. They just need to tell theirs, period. This person went on to say, sad. They tried to drag him into it. He seems really sad on TikTok. They are now proving the people who killed her had cops lie about trying to save her for 2 hours. Death certificate saying she died at 3, probably 30 minutes after your son showed up. But the other people, cops and doctor, are under investigation. She says, thank you for even coming at me with respect. My family is a prayerful family, and all my son wanted to do is greet his friend. I appreciate you, love. Thank you. Next message. Oh, I'm so sorry about your loss. I'm glad y'all have a lawyer and his, and then it cuts off. This is the next message it shows. That's a picture of Nazir's video course that they sent to her. And the message says, Ayo, stop listening to anything on the internet and the news. We just talked to the FBI yesterday, who cleared my son. So I don't give a F about what they saying. We got all the facts, and that's not true. Videos and all. So I know it's not true. This person says, I'm so glad he's cleared. I was just giving you heads up to what came out yesterday. She said, yeah, thank you.
Okay, I finally found what metabolism, and it's not crazy.
Ooh, yeah, thank you. So basically, I guess that's the same interview that Gossip Girl read. That's what I'm saying, y'all. They just recycling the same stuff. There's nothing new coming out. They're just, all they're doing is repurposing it. And the sad thing is that some people, like I said, I saw this one, I didn't even bother to even finish watching it, you know, talking about these communicating with the spirit and, you know, no. Yeah. So, you see what y'all talking about over here. I'm going to give a shout out and thank you to Narrative for the Cash App. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Happy birthday to me. Thank y'all so much. And so Narrative is stream sponsor for now. Thank you so much, Narrative. Let's see here. Let's see. He's such an M. Who y'all was talking about? Who y'all was talking about again? I don't like those ugly A shorts he's promoting. Who's promoting shorts? Who y'all talking about? Oh, Lord. I'm so far behind. All right, so, okay. I don't know who y'all talking about. We about to get back to this here video and finish this up. I think we're coming in for a landing on it. Yeah. But honestly, y'all, you know, that's what she read off. It's the same stuff. It's just the same text that we already heard.
And this is a continuation from the message I just read, the first one. I'm so sorry about your loss. I'm glad y'all have a lawyer.
Thank you, Courtney. You keep me online.
Will prove he wasn't there. His mama said, that TikTok is a fake page. People done made fake pages with his face. They tripping my son, not wanting to harm himself, just fed up, and I want my son to be cleared. And that person said back to her, not sure if this is his TikTok, but if it is, he's really sad about it. And then they replied back, oh, okay. The next message they sent to her first, it says, many people think he was there. Wrong place, wrong time. And these people who actually killed her are not wanting him to snitch on him. She said back to them, Miss Tyra said, his lawyer has him, but thank you for your concern. And he's aware. I raised son to stand on his own. He not worried about friends. He don't owe none of them anything. He good. He just want his name clear. This person said, okay, that's good. He has a lawyer. His story and flights match up. Those friends of his dragged him into their murder.
Wow.
She said, and they will have to pay for what they did. Just leave him out of it. You feel me? This person says, I'm so happy to hear that. I picked his live story apart and put his timeline together. He was not there. I'm sorry people are harassing your Facebook. But the last few days, people are saying, actually, his story matches up.
Hmm.
I just read that message. So that is the last one that's on here. But I found this to be quite interesting. Now, as far as the deaths in their family go,
Oh yeah.
From what I can tell, and this is the strange part, I'm pretty sure I found his daddy on there, and they have had deaths in their family. So that kind of checks out for me. But as far as him being cleared, I don't buy that. I do not buy that. Yes, he may have talked to the FBI on December the 2nd, but no, that don't mean he's cleared. It does not mean he's cleared. Because this case is really just in the very beginning phase. So how can she say he's cleared? Cleared of what? I guess is what the question should be. Cleared of what? So I just wanted to bring this story to the channel because this is the first time I've heard her say anything at all. And again, we have to take what she's saying into context. Okay.
Right. Yeah. But we had already knew that they had broke that story. We had went over that a few days ago. She's just reading now. Let's see what else she got on here. All right. So that was there. Then this one is from today. No, yesterday. Something about a report tracking down the Cabo 6. So we'll check that one out in the second there. So Tara Pink says Nazir and his ugly shorts he said. I didn't know he was selling some shorts though. So he's still trying to be vocal out in the public's eye. See, hey Lakeisha. Lakeisha says Nazir's modeling career is not going to take off. So he's really modeling some shorts, y'all. Y'all being funny. Let's see. No, it's not. Okay. Let's see. He got to have his mama speak up for him. Yeah, so we talked about these mama's boys and, daddy's girls, stuff like that. These, be narcissistic mothers that be upholding their sons and, covering them and knowing that they're doing wrong and actually, making excuses for them and stuff like that. So she's probably that one there. All right. And says it's Kylie's company and Nazir is the model. The same PPO loan. Oh, that Shanquella had for her clothing company. Oh, okay. Yeah, I had heard that was where some of the jealousy had stemmed from, was that, she had actually, applied it and really, did something with it and, multiplied it. I guess something like Matthew 25, when, he gave one servant 5 talents, 1 3 and 1 1. And anyway, she actually did something with the PPP loan and, made a prospering business. And I had heard that they didn't and was envious of her for that fact. Let's see. Tara Pink says, oh, okay. Lakeisha said, Mom looks, though, like she had a rough life. Yeah, I know she was. She looked like she had when she was 13. She looked like the mama on that played on Friday that played Smokey's mama. Let me stop. But y'all know who I'm talking about. Tara Pink says, well, he not doing them shorts any justice. With his little skinny legs, huh? Queen B. Hay says, hi, Beauty's family and birthday queen. Thank you so much. I sure appreciate that. Uh-oh. What's up, Gin Juice? Greetings, gorgeous queen. Thank y'all so much. Really super appreciate the love and support. Y'all showing up for justice for Shanquella Robinson. I sure appreciate it. Yeah, we all do. We see, like, we matter. So it's just good to, affirm that, this is really happening. It really does make a difference. Keep on talking and stuff like that. Because if it wasn't for, like they said, the media, social media, all of us talking about it, it wouldn't have even gotten this amount of attention. So keep the voices going. Justice Power says, hi, beautiful. Hello, hello, hello. And Lakeisha Harris says, their company bombed the website. No one ordered the clothes. Yeah, because imagine the stigma behind that. Like, who would want to even try to help them, support any business, anything that they want to do? Like, what, the other day they found out where the one girl was working at, and they pulled up on her at the job, So she, I'm sure she probably ain't been back to work since. She was hightailing it out of there. It's kind of her little white Mercedes Benz, and was like, yeah, that's me rolling the window up. And she drove on off out of there. So yeah, I don't see them being prosperous with anything. People will definitely boycott anything they trying to put out. All right, so this here was Courtney's contribution for Hell of a Chick. So there is one other video from her. And if anybody else has any contributions, please deposit those into the chat, and we'll be happy to take a look at them, if it's some new information out there. All right. Otherwise, we will, let me see which one. I did have something that said for the 15th. But again, like I said, I think all these ones, because I went looking through really hard. It's difficult to find anything on the search engines for the topic too. It's amazing how it's all hidden out. So we'll give a Hell of a Chick her second try here. This one here is supposed to be talking about the Cabo 6. So we'll see if we got some new information, or if we just we just recycling it again. Here we go. Thanks again, Courtney.
What's good, guys? This video will be regarding the Shanquella Robinson case. And specifically, I wanted to cover a story that WBTV out of Charlotte did. They ran it 19 hours ago, and they too were on the hunt for one of these so-called friends that went with Shanquella Robinson to Puerto Los Cabos on October the 28th of 2022, where she was found dead 24 hours later. Was so looking forward to this trip, and it ended so tragically for her.
I know all their names now.
So far, there's been no justice in this case.
I can identify them.
I'm not going to stop talking about it. I'm just going to go ahead and let you know off top. I'm not going to stop talking about this case. But specifically, I wanted to get into this article that they wrote, and also the video that they captured. Now, like I said, this did come out 19 hours ago. It's coming via WBTV, which is in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay.
And it says, what happened to Shanquella Robinson? WBTV goes to High Point for an answer. Now, if you watched my previous videos regarding the Cabo 6 that I've done, and the only one that I haven't done is Dejanay Jackson. And that's because I'm really looking into a few things about her. I haven't forgot about it, but I wanted to try to put out the most thorough information that I could. Now, High Point, we know from my Who is Elise Hyatt video, that's who they're talking about, okay? So they went to Elise Hyatt's job.
Oh, yeah, right? We saw that one.
And the correspondent on this is Brandon Hamilton. He wrote this article, as well as he is featured in the video. And I will show the video after this article. But let's get into this. As people nationwide continue to search for answers in the death of Shanquella Robinson, the journey to find those answers took us from Charlotte, North Carolina to High Point, North Carolina. WBTV arrived in High Point around 4:30 p.m. on Monday to find one of the friends, and I use that word very lightly, who was reportedly inside the villa with Shanquella Robinson on October the 29th.
Oops, I was too late.
Through a source,
I was about to, I named the names.
But because she has not been charged with any crime, WBTV is not naming or revealing her identity. Well, I am, okay? Let's just be always real about it. I am. It's Elise Hyatt. We waited until the reported friend walked out of a business around 5 p.m. Brandon Hamilton says to work. I work for WBTV. We're just trying to figure out what happened to Shanquella, he said. After a brief conversation, she quickly closed her car door and drove off without
what brief
answering
conversation?
anything.
She had the car and
as far as
pulled
the
out.
investigation, the FBI said on yesterday, that its investigation continues. This FBI investigation is separate from the investigation by Mexican authorities in which an arrest warrant has been issued for an unnamed friend on the trip. And we all know it's Dejanay Jackson. I mean, just come on with the jokes. We know it's Dejanay Jackson. We don't have to beat around the bush about that, okay? We just don't. Now, let's cut to this video so that you guys can see exactly what Brandon Hamilton encountered with Elise Hyatt.
We take a journey trying to uncover why this Charlotte 25-year-old woman was found dead in Mexico. And that journey led us to High Point. WBTV's Brandon Hamilton has been breaking developments in this case since last month. He tracked down one of the people reportedly with her on that trip to Cabo. Brandon, did you talk with them? What did you find out?
Sources tipped me off to where one of those friends on their trip with Shanquella could be, Molly. And yes, we spoke quickly, but our goal was simply to ask what happened to Shanquella Robinson. From Charlotte to High Point, North Carolina. We're headed to High Point to find one of the friends of Shanquella Robinson. We received a tip on an address, so we'll see if she is willing to talk. The goal of this trip was to ask the one question that is being asked around the country. The death of this Charlotte 25-year-old has raised eyebrows nationwide. What we wanted to ask happened to Shanquella Robinson. WBTV photojournalist Noah Shun and I arrived in High Point around 4:30 on Monday afternoon to find one of the friends who was reportedly inside the hotel room with Shanquella in late October when this viral video was taken. A source said the reported friend would be leaving work around 5 p.m. I was also given a name which we're not repeating because no person around Shanquella has yet to be charged in the United States. We haven't talked to any of the friends. Their numbers have been either disconnected, no one's answering at their home addresses. So we just simply want to know again what happened to Shanquella. Right at 5 o'clock. A woman fitting her description walked out of a business. I then approached her, and again, we're blurring her face because no charges have been filed. This is how our conversation went. Hi, I work for WBTV. Just trying to figure out what happened to Shanquella. Did any comment? She closed her car door and then drove off without answering anything. And Molly, our entire conversation was no more than 10 seconds. Also today, the FBI told me its investigation continues. Now, this is separate from an investigation by Mexican authorities. The prosecutor there in Mexico has issued an arrest warrant for an unnamed friend on that trip. Molly.
Well, we're going to take a quick little boosty break here to give, wrong thing here. I've made something, a change in the thing here. There we go. Our new stream sponsor, NMAC, with the Cash App. Thank you, NMAC, for the Cash App. $15 for the birthday girl. I sure appreciate it. Thank y'all so much. So basically, like I said, we saw this kind of too. So with the Elise kind of boning out when they approached her.
So I'm
she's
sure
saying the same thing.
Elise Hyatt was expecting.
Oh, that's her.
And has been expecting. And probably has been approached by several other people. But Monday rather, she was approached by WBTV's Brandon Hamilton. She had no words.
And exactly, he said it was a conversation. She didn't say nothing. She just got in her car and she boned out.
None. And got in her car and drove off like the little coward that each and every one of the Cabo Six are.
She didn't give it two shakes.
I just wanted to cover the story.
She got in her Mercedes and boned out.
Because I'm not going to stop saying Shanquella's name. Just not going to do it.
That's right, y'all.
There needs to be justice in this case.
Justice for Shanquella, for real. Yes. Thank y'all so much, too. She's right. Hell of a chick is absolutely right, because it's making a difference. We saw that. We got Wikipedia pages dedicated to the whole cause and multiple people, really speaking the name out and stuff is really something here. Hey, Lakeisha says, the reporter asked, how are you doing? She replied, can't you see good? Oh, okay. I didn't hear that. Okay. So she had a little small conversation. So look, she being snooty booty about it. So she don't give a hoot. Let's see. Arnisha is giving 100% to Gin Juice. That's right. Yeah, they rats for show. Hey, Rebecca, she said, if he knows anything, he needs to tell where are standing for justice for Shanquella. Beautiful queen. Thank you so much. Yes, justice for Shanquella. Y'all right. We all right. Yep. Over here, no more moments of silence. We're doing moments of speaking. Jinju says, Elisa, I always say this name wrong. I don't know why. That rat was spotted at her medical workplace, and the location is deleting the bad reviews. I can't believe they are allowed to do so much, but no justice yet. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, because I guess legally nobody could really, they haven't, they're not wanted for anything. They're technically free to do, So, yeah. Thank you, M-Mac. I appreciate that. I sure appreciate that so much. Y'all just making me feel so special. Yeah, so again, the next contribution is going to be somebody else had said something, but I don't remember. Jinju said, so if these rats are not hiding, I'm excited because that means they are easily to get. Oh my goodness, Jinju's West Side. Jinju said they easily to get clipped by anyone. Just take my pow and I'll be home in time for dinner. You sound like Monster Cody up in here. Just a thought, y'all. Okay, so we know sometimes we got to, gin juice down. We got to say down for gin juice. Be taking it really there. So again, I'm going to see what I did find 2 videos. Again, I think these are recycles, y'all. So I'm going to just go ahead and put it out there and see what we see on this one. What's happening? What's happening on here? This is from a new person too, so maybe it might be something new. We've seen so many of the regular folks, y'all. So this here is going to be from a new person. Maybe what's it here? Alicia said, pull that LPN license. I feel bad for those residents at the assisted living facility. I know, huh? Because, but what would they pull it for abuse or something like that? Because, I guess, yeah. If she's, can be proved that she's in that video, because that's considered abuse or, something. And then, yeah, that's true. That's a good point there. That is definitely a good point. That's how things happen too, that license suspended. All right, so here we go with our new video. I'm just going to scroll through it just to kind of see. This one here is kind of long. It's a new person. So, okay, here we go. Let's go on and go for it. I'm just hoping that that video's not
The news that
It'd be hard to
Shanquella
keep
Robinson
watching
case
it,
has
y'all.
been escalated to FBI investigation. Many of us are growing more and more impatient, waiting for updates and answers to the
Yeah,
universal
that's true.
questions surrounding her murder.
Yeah.
Why? Why did the Cabo Six do this? Why didn't anyone stop it? Why did they lie? Why didn't Mexico do something sooner? Why did it take 19 days for us to find out? Why did it
Yeah.
take Black Twitter's involvement to make it matter? Why didn't they
Wow.
call 911 sooner? Really? Why the $5,000? Why was she naked? Why did you record her? Why, Khalil? Why did you
Oh,
do
she's good.
nothing?
She's good.
Why are you hiding? Why did you refuse her the life-saving care she so desperately needed?
Sloopsy
Why did you visit
Lucy.
her mother? Why are you not arrested?
Yeah,
If you're like me, you also want to know why this doctor, Dr. Carolina Beatriz Ornelas Gutierrez, a young doctor who is really just beginning her career, why would she put it all on the line by lying on the police report and
I don't think the
omitting
doctor
obvious
did that,
signs
y'all.
of trauma that were present on Shanquella's face, neck, and back? We know
Somebody
she
in
saw
her
the
office
bruises,
wrote
not
that.
on her head.
Yeah.
The split.
I don't think a doctor did that, y'all. It don't even sound like a real doctor would write something so remedial.
Remember, Nazir told us she pointed it out to him. Take a listen.
I didn't really notice the knot on her head until.
See how those narcs lie. He did, he said, I didn't really notice, right? He didn't say he didn't notice. I didn't really notice. So it's not really a lie, right? Got to listen to all of the words, y'all.
The nurse pointed it out. I did see the bump on her lip. She did have a blood vessel bust in her eye.
Why did the doctor go along with the Cabo Six? They were all strangers. And why did the police allow them to leave without issue? Could this have been a case of the young doctor not realizing she was in the middle of a crime scene? Maybe she...
That's what I'm saying, y'all. This is payment to these lower level people. There was no doctor on the scene, y'all. No doctor on
knew
the
it was
scene.
a crime scene, but had so grossly mishandled the situation
No.
that she felt the need to lie to cover her own mistakes. Maybe she felt outnumbered and was afraid to stand up to the Cabo Six. And there's the belief of so many who are watching this case unfold.
The doctor
Did she take
never
a bribe?
showed up
If
there.
she did, what was the magic number? 5,000? 10,000? Or was it the $17,000 we have heard so many rumors about?
Wow.
I've tarried over this question nightly ever since I heard about this. What on earth would possibly inspire not just one, but everyone on the scene to lie and put their careers at risk? To me, it seemed like quite a reach for someone who has spent considerable amounts of time training to become a doctor, a police officer, a first responder, only to end it all on one afternoon for 6 total strangers. In what world does that happen? In what world does someone do that?
It doesn't.
And then one night, while searching, it suddenly appeared on my screen. My heart raced with every word I read. I literally could not read the words fast enough. I was totally freaked out, and my heart went from my chest to my stomach. I thought, this cannot be. And the further I dug, the more my fears were confirmed.
What?
I couldn't organize my thoughts fast enough to bring this to you. But now here we are. And we're going to get into it. We're going to get into why I think the doctor and the first responders all lied to cover the violent details of Shanquella's murder. But first, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on updates to this story, breaking news, and so much more. Now let's get into it. Shanquella Robinson, a beautiful young entrepreneur, was found dead in a San José del Cabo hotel room on October 29th after traveling to a luxurious resort with 6 others the day before. Mexican authorities stated in the autopsy that she had died from a severe spinal cord injury, but her 6 travel companions, the doctor on the scene, and first responders all had something totally different to say about that. They said it was alcohol poisoning and cardiac arrest. Later, a video emerged showing Shanquella being
Y'all see that?
brutally assaulted by one of the 6, Dejanay Jackson. But when asked about what had happened to Shanquella, the so-called 6 friends, now known as the Cabo Six, insisted it was the alcohol poisoning that killed her. The Mexican authorities, along with the doctors...
All right, and then remember, y'all, they showed her playing the alcohol game. That's why this is a story, right? So when they said it's the alcohol poison, they got the video of them playing the little drinking game and all that stuff to collaborate their story. That's why I don't believe there was no real doctor there. This is what they told the maid, and they paid them to, corroborate this story for them. There were no real first responders on the scene. We know that Mexico is a poor poor country, and they don't have these kind of, doctors aren't coming to the scene to respond. Doctors don't even come to scenes to respond here in America, let alone you think they're going to be responding to the scene in a country
Statements
like
on the police
that?
report that
No.
Shanquella appeared to be inebriated, showed signs of dehydration, and that she ultimately had a seizure all corroborated the alcohol poisoning story. But in my opinion, the doctor's statements unravel from there. She said her vital signs were stable. Is this possible with extreme alcohol intoxication? According to NIH, when someone drinks too much, whether it's over a period of time.
All right. So the reason why I'm just stopping it right there is because we know that the death certificate says that the cause of death was the severe spinal cord injury and the atlas luxation, her head being knocked off of her skeleton, basically, right? And we know that the lifespan after receiving that injury is 15 minutes. So it's no way that any doctor, any first responder, anybody, any Nazir coming the next day would have found any signs of life on Shanquella. She was gone 15 minutes after the person that Dejanay that we saw in the video did the moves on her, slung her over, broke her neck, and continued to attack her head and neck until she didn't move anymore. It was 15 minutes after that. It was done. So the rest of this stuff is all lies. That's part of their story that they probably already had concocted. Like it's not unrealistic that there could be, people do this kind of stuff. Like I was saying before, my son's younger sister, 19 years old, was a femicide about 11 years ago. Body was found in 3 states over from her birth state of California. And then there was a video footage that showed her in Las Vegas, and then her body is found in Arizona. So do you think that the LAPD tried to figure out who unalived her? Do you think that the Nevada PD tried to figure out who unalived her? Even the Arizona, PD didn't want to, no one wanted to touch the case. So these cases go cold and unsolved. So that's why it's super important that we do keep this out there, the real justice for Shanquella. And so, look at here. Wait a minute. Okay, let me go here and do all this little stuff here. All right, we got my girl Ty Libra in the hizzy. Hello, beauties. So happy to be here. Thank you. So happy to see you here. All right. And see, Courtney said the video titled on her page is called Governor's Clues for 3 weeks in Shanquella Robinson case. Okay. And that's on the hell of a chick. All right. So we'll give her another try back. Please thumbs up. Thank y'all so much. And see what the thumbs is looking like over there. Appreciate it. All right. Thank y'all so much. All right. Hey, Tasha Love. I bet she's not going back to work. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They didn't rent her up out of town. She ain't going back nowhere. Yeah, but I guess you're going to have to try to find some place so she can, keep up with that Mercedes payment. Y'all, she got to get her job. Say, M-Mac and Jen Juice, salute to y'all. All right. We got our people up in the house. All of that's right. Thank y'all so much. Jen Juice says Khalid paid Nazir cash tomorrow for him to put their shorts on the line. They got some shorts. Jen Juice and Ty Lieber. All right. Thank y'all so much. Please go ahead and like and subscribe too. Thank y'all so much. I need some new subscribers and as many likes as possible. So let's go ahead and get this one here finished up. Where, this whole little story here is just for entertainment purposes only.
Or all at once, the blood pressure becomes elevated. Check it out here.
I'm just going to skip over that because this is we don't need to know any of that details because there was no assessment made. So anybody saying that they made an assessment that Shanquella was slurred speech and all that stuff is a complete lie. It's impossible. There was no slurred speech. There was no, and even how would they make a diagnosis of dehydration, right? They didn't take no labs. They didn't draw any blood. How do you know someone's dehydrated from alcohol poisoning? How are you determining this, right? Because in the hospital, we'd have to take some blood to see what's going on. We can't just go out, I think this is alcohol poisoning. It don't work like that, right? We take some labs, we do some tests, we run some tests. And you're definitely not running any tests out in the field. So, yeah, this was all part of the story. I think, they were probably, I don't know if they were expecting it to happen this fast, but it definitely looked like these were some rehearsed moves as far as like, how to, because, the attack that we saw on that head and neck, to me, this seemed extremely, extremely strategic, extremely. All right, so let's get on back here, get this here finished up.
Coming in the doctor's statement is her glaring omission of the obvious signs of trauma that Shanquella had suffered. How does a doctor encountering a patient who is said to be suffering from alcohol poisoning look at the bruises on
Exactly, a doctor wouldn't. This here is the person writing what they think, how the doctor would write it. You know what I mean? If a doctor was part of the cover-up story, it would sound more plausible. Like maybe they would say the person fell from the balcony or something like that. They would make it more believable. That way, I'm not going to put my license on the line. Like if I'm saying, if I'm going to support the lie, the cover-up story as a nurse, I'm going to make it more believable. I'm going to say, well, she fell from the window or something. We can justify a broken neck and a broken back with the fall, even the bruises on the face. So that lets me know why it's a poor cover-up, because the doctor, any medical professional would have made the cover up like what really happened, because we would have known that once the real autopsy come in to see all these injuries, me documenting that it was alcohol poisoning and I did CPR, it's going to be obvious that I couldn't have done CPR on the corpse, because with the broken neck, we already know it's no breathing. So a real professional would have wrote something, the cover-up story would have been more believable, right? It would have been more believable. They would have, it would have been able to get away with it more if they had said that for the accident, or for the cause of death. Yeah. All right, so we coming in for a landing here.
neck and back, the split in her lip, the knot on her head, and a broken blood vessel in her eye, and not immediately become suspicious about whether any of that is playing a role in the patient's lack of response. Doctors are trained investigators. They are taught to observe all the signs presented as clues for what may be going on. This is basic general practitioner level work. I also have a problem with Dr. Catalina finding it more important to state on the police report that she asked the Cabo 6 for permission to transfer Shanquella to the hospital, but they refused.
Other clue right there. I don't know how many of y'all kind of know the personalities of these doctors, but they don't even really listen too much to the nurses, let alone to any family members. I don't know how many of you guys have been able to tell the doctor how to do their job. That is something like, that's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. There's never going to be a time, especially in an emergency situation, that the doctor is going to listen to a lay person that doesn't know anything, right? So these are all stories. So no real medical professional had anything to do with this. These is all fake stuff, because a real medical professional would have been like, nah, we can't say that, y'all. Like, they're going to know that we didn't do that. They're going to know we didn't start an IV. They're going to know that, right? Because they're going to know. So, yeah.
Why is this so important to
That's
state?
why.
In my opinion, Dr. Carolina was trying to absolve herself from responsibility here. It's her way of saying, I tried to tell them, but we all know that a doctor doesn't need permission in a life or death situation. They have a duty of care, and part of that duty is to take prompt action if they think the patient's safety is being compromised. The more appropriate question that should have been captured on the police report would have been the basic investigative question: where did the bruises, the knot, the split lip, the broken blood vessel come from? It doesn't take a doctor to know this. Anyone walking into that situation would have,
including the police, right? They should have known that that's a crime scene. But we also heard through that one Mexican reporter that the first responders aren't really police officers. These people don't have any training for real. So the Mexico's issue is that they're sending untrained people to be first responders, and that's not the way it should go. You're supposed to send, the real trained people there that know what to do, instead of having people that don't know what to do and letting them make the decision if this is something that's important or not. Like a real assessment needs to be made and stuff like that, which they don't do. They don't do that there. So, and that's the other reason how we know that it's not a doctor. If the real judges and looking at the cases and people are going places and they're saying that, somebody just gave them a Band-Aid. So we know that real nurses aren't the ones that they're claiming to be nurses, and real doctors probably aren't the ones that they're claiming to be doctors. These aren't real licensed, educated people. These are just these imposters, y'all. They just impersonating here. Oh, we got some more chat going on here. Let's see. Ernie Williams, hello, says justice for Shanquella. To you, my queen. Thank you so much. Yes, and we see here now our justice for Shanquella is working. It's doing something, and this is a good thing, and we gonna keep doing it, y'all. And I thank y'all for the support too. Jinju says we must continue to say her name, but allow the authorities to make sure they cross every T and dot every I. There cannot be any mistakes with this case. Exactly. And that was the other reason too why I was, being a little cautious about, I don't know, maybe do we, keep a hush on it, or, how do we work this? How do we go from here to make sure we're being helpful and not hurting or hindering the situation here? So MX says, salute at Ty Lieber. Good to see you. Yes, it is. Hey, David. Hi, Treya. Just showing some love. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Shout out to the mastermind, TLA mastermind members here, where we're doing big things on YouTube here. Folks got YouTube channels and growing them and using this YouTube as a source, a stream of income. All right. Say, and more salutes and stuff going out there. Jinju says, I strongly believe they will all get street justice. Jinju, it's just a matter of time. They'll definitely get theirs. No tears will be shed from me. Okay, Jinju is raw. All right. And Rebecca says he knows something he needs to tell because he's going to jail because he was there and he's the only one that's talking. Yeah. I think a few days ago we did acknowledge that the Dejanay character is really detained. We had got one person had really gave the booking number and all the receipts on that little situation there. So let's see. We almost done with this one here. Let's go ahead and get finished up here with
asked that question. Don't get me wrong here. I believe Dr. Carolina asked that question, but intentionally omitted it from the report. So why the discrepancy? Why did the coroner note trauma as a potential factor in Shanquella's death, but the doctor and the first responders pretended to barely notice it? Ride with me here. Do you believe me if I told you that the case of Shanquella Robinson is not isolated, that it happened again?
Man, didn't I tell y'all that?
Following Shanquella's murder. What if I told you that on Sunday, October 30th in Mexico, 12 100 miles from San José del Cabo. A woman died at the hands of two people who were supposed to be her friends. Days go by. Then two cyclists discovered her body riddled with obvious signs of trauma on the side of the highway. They took pictures of her and posted them online. Her friends found the pictures and identified her. And for days, radio silence. No news, no answers, no word, nothing from the prosecutor's office. Sound familiar? Public outcry began to swell through social media, and the community protested. And all of this before...
What? Look at that. Y'all just replaced that name with Shanquella. It's the same thing. Remember I told y'all how Mexico have their own problems with these femicides and stuff? And why would they use their resources? They're already a poor country to come over here and try to,
Mainstream press picked up the story. In response to the pressure, the prosecutor's office released an autopsy report that stated there were no signs of violence. And it said that she died while choking on her own spew from extreme alcohol intoxication.
Oh,
Are you
okay.
hearing me? Can you believe this?
So they just got them a cookie cutter little thing here, right? Alcohol poison, right? Look at there. Look at there. This sounds like, you know how they got those little underground BBL clinics where they're doing these illegal butt injections. You know what I mean? Like if you need to get rid of a body or you need an excuse or an alibi, just come here and here you pay the money and then boom, here's the cookie cutter alibi. We get you the death certificate here. We put on there extreme alcohol intoxication. This here's been getting people, it's been getting people by. We can just use this. I knew it. I felt like this was something that had been done too. And it takes me back to us hearing somebody's voice on there saying, we got our first body. Right? And then now look at this. This is some stuff, y'all. Kylie said, OMG. Yes, OMG. Now, y'all saw me in the beginning. I was feeling like, okay, we're not going to uncover nothing new. There's nothing more to do here. And then boom. So, y'all right. We still got to keep going for this. Look here. A Dangerous says something interesting. Elite's mom is revered Reverend Annette Battle, and Winter's mom is Minister Monica V. Stipson. I wonder if they reached out to Shanquella's family. That's a good question. Yeah. How much support did they give to the family? So a reverend and a minister, huh? What's up, Lamite? Said, did the cops find a big surprise when they put station? No, we haven't gotten it. We still, that's still just upping for questions. Yeah, still up for questions here. Hey, Reed, what's going on? Hello, everyone. Hey, y'all, what's going on here? Jinju said the thing with the feds is you never know when they're going to show up with the cuffs. Yeah, trust they will get them when they least expect it. And I know they're scared because they don't know when it'll happen. That's true. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but in the meantime, we find out all these little things, y'all. I don't know. I think we need to go on back to that whole no more go to Mexico. No more Mexico. No go to Mexico. No. I mean, shoot. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Be leery. Somebody inviting for a Mexico trip. One BBL case. RD allegedly recently. Let's see. A dangerous great question. Yeah, I totally agree. That was a great question. Let's see. A BBL patient was expired when assaulted. Wow. All right. Let's see here. Chelly Bay. Chelly Bay. The title says just rice instead. Oh, on my thing here title instead of justice. Thank you. I was hoping it was not a this. Looks like an innocent error. Let me go fix that. Okay, let me see where my title at. I can't even see. Oh, it showed. Thank you. I'm old. I just made 52 today, y'all, and these eyes is dim. This is actually my third live today. Let me. Oops. I sure appreciate you for saying that because I wouldn't have been able to see that. All right, let's see here. All right, here we go. What's that? Oh, I didn't even finish the thing. I ain't got no description or nothing. Oops, I didn't even do that. Thank you. I hadn't even finished doing the thing. I didn't. Yeah. This was because Courtney and somebody else came over there to my live that I did earlier today and demanded justice for Shanquella. So this was at the last minute. I kind of put this together. Thank you so much. Okay, so I got it. Here we go. Now, where was I at on the video? Here we go. All right. I'm going to show a few more of these. Ernie Williams, hey, welcome. Says, no, they have not expressed any condolences to the Robinson family, according to Mr. Robinson. Okay. See there? Somebody always know. And Max says, clearly going to Mexico for birthdays or drinks is out. Exactly. Just even thinking about it makes me feel suspicious. Anybody asking me about some Mexico? Jinju says, once the family hires the PI, this case is going to be busted wide open. It said, oh, I just noticed that. Okay. Let's see. I'm not surprised the moms are ministers, evangelists. Yes, I know it'd be a lot of fake phoniness up and there'd be the leaders in that whole thing too. All love, Natural Beauty RN. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And happy birthday to me again. Thank y'all so much. And let's see what this here about to uncover. I feel like we about to uncover some new stuff here.
The family protested this idea that no crime was committed because they had the pictures showing the bruises on her body. Then Mexico City's mayor, Claudia Sheinbaum, stepped in to help. She recommended that the family do a second autopsy. And when that autopsy came back, it confirmed blunt force trauma and concluded multiple traumas as the cause of death. The mayor then accuses Morelos prosecutor's office of corruption and wanting to cover up the femicide. She then launched an investigation into the prosecutor's office that later concluded that the victim had died of multiple force trauma. Let's take a closer look. This is from Reuters.com. And Mayor Claudia Sheinbaum is speaking at a press conference here. Wow. She says, it was the duty of the Morelos prosecutor's office to carry out the investigation. Then she says, without the intervention from Mexico City, this femicide would have gone unpunished. During the investigation, a video emerged showing the male perpetrator, one of the two supposed friends.
Oh, y'all see it? Look at there. The only difference is that these are Mexican people and Shanquella was black. Those were the same people out there holding up the protest signs and doing all that stuff, just like we was over here doing. Wow. So this is like a thing over there. Look here. This is Shanquella right there. That's her. Same person.
Carrying the victim's lifeless body already with rigor mortis from his apartment to the trunk of his car. You can see it here. During the press conference, the mayor revealed security footage showing a man who claimed to be the victim's friend carrying a body from a Mexico City apartment after she disappeared on October 30th. Check this out. This is from El País, a global periodical. The death of Ariadna, 27, has shaken a country that first saw a man mourn her death on camera and days later saw the same man carry her lifeless body while getting rid of it. Do you see that? So the male perpetrator, her supposed friend, publicly mourned her, made Instagram posts of condolence, but in private, in his
Wow.
apartment's garage, he was seen on camera loading her body into the trunk of a car. When I saw how
Wow.
eerily close this case tracked Shanquella's case, I
Yes.
thought, oh my goodness, how can this be? The victim was violently murdered by so-called friends. Then they lied about the story through social media to cover themselves. Then the
Yeah.
Mexican authorities staged no signs of violence and cite extreme alcohol intoxication as the cause
Wow.
of death. Then a video emerges exposing the guilty friends. Then friends, family, and the media protest because of visible signs of trauma. A second
Yeah.
autopsy concludes violence is the cause of death and an investigation is launched for corruption.
Wow.
There is no way this is a coincidence. It was 24 hours later, 1,200 miles away in another
Wow.
Mexican state. What's the connection? So I kept digging and I came across Debanit Escobar. Debanit was found deceased inside a motel water tank in the city of Monterrey.
What?
At first, Mexican authorities claimed her death was accidental, stating she had fallen into a tank and drowned. But a second autopsy found no water in her lungs and signs of multiple traumas of the worst kind. She was violated, battered, and slain in a different location and then placed in the water tank where she was found. Her final autopsy concluded that she had died from asphyxiation. Then I found Yolanda Martinez, who disappeared on March 31st in San Nicolas, Nuevo Leon. After several weeks of searching, she was located in a vacant lot in the municipality
Oh
of
my
Juarez.
goodness.
Authorities said it was self-deletion, but her relatives are seeking justice. They say no, she was slain. Her family also says it took authorities 2 weeks to even visit them. Then I found the case of Leslie Berlin, who
Wow.
was found asphyxiated in a phone box in Mexico City. Her family was first told by the investigators that she committed self-deletion. Then the authorities, who eventually ruled her death a femicide, took 2 years to apologize.
What?
And then I found Maria Fernanda Contreras, 27 years old. In this case, her father had to galvanize the community to search for Maria because the local authorities
Oh
did
my
not
goodness.
show up for 3 days to begin searching. And then there's the case of Ariadna Lopez that happened 24 hours following Shanquella's murder. And there are so many others. Enough to
Wow.
know that this is no coincidence.
Yes. Remember, y'all, when I showed y'all that video that showed Mexico is number 5 in the world of countries in femicide, number 5 in the world. And then this here backs it up. I mean, she just named off a bunch of them and then one within days of Shanquella. This is just happened. This is a normal thing, you know, and this is very eye-opening, y'all. This is very eye-opening. So we know that Mexico has its own problem with femicide. We know that it's a poor country and we know that it's full of corruption. Why do we think that Mexico is going to use their resources to extradite and prosecute and imprison and punish these American people, these Black Americans, for unaliving a Black woman? They're not even prosecuting their own people for unaliving their women. And they have this whole system already set up to just say it was alcohol. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, come on. I think, y'all, we need to go keep focusing on getting justice here, that they committed some kind of crime here that they could be punished for here. I think I would feel more like we're going to get some justice served, you know, get them some federal time or something. But I don't see Mexico doing anything for it. They're not doing anything for their own people. They can't. Ernie Williams says, happy birthday to you. I pray that you are blessed and see many, many more. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I accept your prayers and your birthday wishes. Appreciate it. Let's see. Mona D, hello, all around Natural Beauty RN. Thank you. Hello to you as well. Thank y'all so much. And Ree Still Bloom says, it has dried up, but history is always helpful. Bio's interest. Yes. Hello, everyone. And Ty Lieber says, I just went to Tulum, Mexico for my birthday in October. Wow. Okay. that was very close, you know. And Yeah, I was interested to, actually want to live there for a while to, help for learning Spanish. I had wanted to live in another country, but I think I'm going to go to Colombia and see what's like over there. My oldest son's over there, and he is saying it's a wonderful spot. So I'll give it a check out, and I'll let y'all know if we need to be passport bros and hoes and move abroad, get up out of here. And see, Todd even says, wow. Yeah, that was extreme. Thank you so much. Happy birthday again. I appreciate that. That was eye-opening, right? Like I wasn't expecting to get that information. Like even though we kind of stumbled on it, like I said, a few days ago. And then also we saw that Mexico has a special place in their heart. They have a special camp for these transgender slave workers, sex workers, transgenders, where they, have a safe place to, go to. So if they're not prosecuting the people for the men for these homicides, and two, they got a special softness for these transgenders, y'all, Mexico, we don't need to be, demanding justice for Mexico. I think we may be waiting till some, hell freezes over or something like that before that happens. Reed says, someone even talked about the fact that we traveled to Cabo, the industry and the impact of this case on it. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. We were talking about that too, as far as like not traveling there to try to boycott it, hit them in the pockets. At Tyliba said, did you feel safe the entire time? Good question, M-Mac. Did you feel safe? Maybe not, huh? And see, Ernie said, this is why Khalid set it up like he did. I agree. He probably already knew about this. Like, this ain't nothing new. People been probably, doing like I was telling y'all about my son's sister. It was a strategy to move the body around like that. That way, nobody would want to deal with it because it's really, well, hey, she don't live in our state, not part of our jurisdiction. So it's like kicking the can down the street and nobody's dealing with it, right? So, you just go drop off your bodies down there in Mexico. You can pay them the money and get you a nice little get out of jail free card because, the person just died of alcohol poisoning. That's what happens. You go to Mexico, you have a drink and you die of alcohol poisoning. So, so they had this whole little setup. So people already know, that what you can do and get away with from over there. Thank you. And Jen Juice says, I bet he was in competition with Quilla's clothing line. Quilla came up with the idea first and he copied. She had to help him set up his website and help him through the process. Quilla business was thriving. Yeah, like we said, jealousy usually be the root cause to all these things. So that's why it's very important to be able to look, listen, and feel for these vibes and stuff. Like I always tell y'all, whenever you walk into a room after someone's been arguing, you need to have that radar so you can feel the tension in there and know when you've walked into something, right? So you need to exercise that muscle. Exercise it. And Tyliba says, in Mac, yes, everything was secured. We had private transportation from the airport to the villa. No, I'm joking. And I've been to Mexico 5 times with no safety issues since 2000. Okay. All right. Yeah. Jinju said he wasn't. And best wishes, Natural Beauty. Thank you so much. I sure appreciate it. Yep. Khalid's clothing line is cheesy, just like his raggedy rat face. That's my gin juice. Yes, it's not safe. Okay, so people still aren't feeling safe to go to Mexico. I know I'm not, especially, I wouldn't. No, gracias. And see, I wouldn't go down there even if the trip was free. I heard that. That's Tavia saying that. I agree with you 100%. I'm going to go to Belize to visit my aunt. I would like to go to Belize. I'd like to go there. See, Talib said, I spoke to someone recently who is in Spain. I'm looking into property in Tumala and Barcelona. Okay, cool. MX said, okay, it sounds like you both implanted and covered all safety bases. Okay. All right, Ted, is he here? Mr. Matthews, all right. A new name here. Good evening, all. Good evening, Mr. Matthews, and welcome to the All Around Natural Beauty RN channel, where we passionate about healing one victim at a time. And Reed says, hell of a chick, great video. Yep. Yeah, that was good. And this here is Sleuthy Lucy. Here, this is a new person here. This is our first time checking her out. And so far, I am intrigued. It kind of got off to like of a slow start, but I'm loving this part at the end. This is definitely some new information, and it just reinforces, what we've been knowing already about Mexico. And Lakeisha says the men can be very aggressive. I won't be going back. Exactly. And if they already got signs and symptoms of being aggressive, and they already knowing that they could unalive you and get away with it, I wouldn't even be talking to any of them at all, because when we saw that one video, how casual the guys were about, putting hands on the women and stuff like that. Yeah, they get annoyed at you and all that kind of stuff. You don't even know you sitting up here, rolling the dice on your life. I said you only have to be unalived once. So yes, I wouldn't go there either. At Jinju's, pack me and your luggage. Okay. All right. Mr. Matthews said, you think with a luxury villa business, cameras were nearly everywhere, or were there? This alone leads trepidation with going there. Yeah. There was some talk that, that the villa was the one that helped them to arrange it, that there were some, some shadows of doubts over the villa, like they, had some shady business and stuff happening. Because one video we saw, it showed that the maid, Miss Lucy, may be the one that was put them in touch with the cover-up team, yeah, for the money. And see, Jinju says, them boys was touching each other, then participated in her murder. How demonic. Yeah. Lakeisha says, it says Mr. Matthew, not Mr. Oh, Mrs. I'm so sorry. Oops. It sure does. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm really sorry. Yeah, I'm like super sleepy. I have another channel, The Real Estate Apostle, and I was really working on that channel before this channel started to blow up a few weeks ago. And I literally been trying to, not trying, but I've been doing both, been going live on both, trying to build both of them up and stuff like that. So, yeah, thank y'all for keeping me with these typos and Freudian slips. Thank you, Lakeisha. I appreciate that. Mrs. Matthews, thanks you too. Thank you so much. And please forgive me. Please forgive me. And Jinju says that Ty Lieber, you're most welcome. Right. And Mrs. Matthews says testosterone is very different than estrogen. Exactly right. And we always do our little, we hear about our science, and now I can't find my skeleton. Science and math and science here. So when we ever questioning these little genders and stuff, we go back to the skeleton and we show from there. I don't even know where I've done with my skeleton, my little replica here that I usually do my little anatomy and physiology lesson on. Thank you. I see MAC says, I'm sorry, Ty Lieber says that MAC. Yes, indeed. The resort was gated with security everywhere. Wow. And because there haven't been new updates, folks are starting to scrutinize the behavior of Shanquella's mom and sister. We all deal with death and grief differently. Black folks are always harder on our own. Yeah. And then too, y'all, people are like, they're just trying to make up stuff. Like I said earlier, when I went to look there wasn't nothing, and people were having sights, talking about they're having seances with the spirits and of Shanquella. I mean, just people are just doing ridiculous stuff. And now they don't have anything else better to do than to sit there and to, harass and say mean things to the family about how they're grieving. This is super disgusting. Super, super disgusting. And Reed says, I went to Cabo in June. It was one of my better vacations. $2,500 for 4 days, 3 nights. 10 paid for the trip. We all had our room and exquisite views. Hacienda Edith. Okay, Edith. Hacienda Edith. Okay, so y'all still pushing, say true, promoting for Mexico. I say no more Mexico. Don't go to Mexico. Blessings for both channels, Queen. Thank you so much. Yeah, and the recent monetization for the channels, it's been, it's just been a very like a a roller coaster, and I'm trying to keep up with everything and keep them separate but equal. Separate but equal, yes. And Mrs. Matthews says, ever since seeing how the late Jackie O conducted herself at her husband's funeral, JFK's how Dr. Betty Shabazz comported herself at her husband's funeral, class dignity. It taught many not to cry. It taught many not to cry. Exactly. And then too, y'all, there's stages of grief, and we have to remember that this happened back in October. So, they've been grieving and crying, and at one point, you tell the story with sorrow and sadness. You're not necessarily back at the stage where you can't hold back the tears. Even our chat and stuff has evolved from when we first started doing this. It was those of us that had sleepless nights. It was hard for me to get through the stream without breaking down crying. It was, we were all doing that. But now more time is going on. So we start looking more towards the celebration of the person's life and, the memories of it and all that stuff. So there's less tears. It's not even healthy to stay in the whole crying, grieving part of it. Now you start coming off into other parts of it, and you have to, move on. Can't always just be crying and sad. You still have to, life. Yes. Did I? Okay. Mrs. Matthews says a lot of elders from her era do not grieve publicly. Yes, grieving is private for many people. They don't owe us their tears to be seen, and they might be angry. Yeah. Yes, indeed. It's super true. Yeah, a few streams ago, we actually had, we were all discussing a lot of things regarding how people even put away their loved ones and stuff like that, final preparations and stuff. Mrs. Matthews said, as they should be. Yes. And Reed says they are probably in shock. Yeah. And then to imagine, we've all experienced, the losing of a loved one, but for it to be so public and so brutal, people feel helpless when somebody is, taken out of here. It's a lot different from somebody, expiring from a terminal disease, cancer, or even a car accident. It's different when somebody, actually, and then for it to be videotaped like that, that's horrible. And nobody knows how that feels, but the people that's had to experience that. And then we see that this is common stuff, right? This is common stuff over here in Mexico. This wasn't no one time, isolated incident. This was not that. Yeah. All right. So Lamike says, haven't studies shown the testosterone level of women is rising? I don't know. I didn't hear nothing like that. So I haven't heard nothing like that. who knows? They're probably putting all kind of stuff, hormones and stuff in this meat that we're eating. Mrs. Matthews says sympathy, envy could be the thing too. Some may resent the outpouring of love sent to the Robinsons and donations. Thus, they scrutinize their every flinch, everything is maddening. Yes, you're absolutely right. Yeah, because somebody else was even out here in the chat, saying, I hope they spending the money certain ways, just being real judgmental and stuff like that. You're absolutely right. There's always going to be haters out there, and these jealous people will say these kind of mean, horrible statements. And Mrs. Matthews says, and such a shocking way to go. Yeah, make some loved ones numb. Yeah. Jinju says, Brokeback Mountain between Kali and Nazir. Okay. I never saw the movie, but I do know they're supposed to be about, some, I don't even know which word they were supposed to use, but an XY, two XY chromosomes getting together. Is that safe to say? Shoot. Like I said, y'all nurses, we don't be trying to fumble around with our words, so because you don't have time for that stuff. You gotta, you either any or outie, right? So here we go. Mrs. Matthews says any untimely exit can make one numb. Exactly. Yes. I just remember Winter saying Quilla did something stupid while she was drunk. No remorse whatsoever. Stone cold blooded. Yes. I remember hearing that too. And I did feel that way too, that it was very cold. And like I said, y'all, these are clues, right? This ain't, she was cold. This ain't the first time that she said something or came across as cold. So you want to listen to the people that you are around and stuff like that and see, see how they're talking to you and stuff like that. Because if you really just kind of meditate on it and really listen from within, you'll be able to hear the clues. You'll be able to see the signs when somebody is jealous of you and will be cold and not have any remorse, right? Didn't even shed a tear, wasn't even, sorry or nothing that, Shanquella's not here. Actually was blaming her, like she had it coming, Mrs. Matthews says, liken to the yin-yang symbol. Naturally, there's a little testosterone in naturally born females, but more estrogen. Conversely, a little estrogen in naturally born males, but more testosterone. Exactly, yes. We all have both, but definitely XY chromosomes is going to have more, and XY chromosomes is going to have less testosterone. And XX chromosome is going to have more estrogen because we need that for what we are designed for, which is carrying babies and having babies. That's what we created for. Ms. Matthews says, good morning, GMOs, synthetic hormones, that another story, albeit an artificially flavored one. Yes. So we got a few more minutes and we will finish up this video here so we could stay on task here.
Why did Mexico blame all of these women for their own deaths when there are obvious signs of trauma at the hand of someone else? Because self-inflicted deaths remove any and all responsibility to investigate and prosecute responsible parties.
Yep.
That's why. In each of these cases, and so many more, Mexican officials covered up the violence, lied on the autopsies, failed to properly investigate, failed to bring charges against perpetrators, victim blamed, saying they did it to themselves.
Wow.
But the truth is, despite the 30 to 70 years of prison time for the crime of femicide, 97% of homicides
97%
go unpunished. Teresa Rodriguez, a sociologist at the National Autonomous University of Mexico, says the attempt to blame Ariana Lopez for her own death by drinking too much falls into a pattern of victim blaming common in Mexico.
Wow.
It is a question of culture and bias among experts, doctors, forensic specialists. Any woman who has reported a crime knows this. This is courtesy of CBC News.
And that's why victims are silent and quiet, because you see what's happening here? People getting checked up out of here. So why am I going to say something?
Ariadna's family had not insisted, it would have looked like an accident. Why does Mexico want to avoid investigation and prosecution of violent crimes?
Because they
Among
corrupt.
many reasons is the fact they want you, dear traveler, to feel like it's a safe place. Now we're back at the question,
Wow.
Why were the doctor and first responders so brazen to lie on the police report, even when they knew it could be challenged with empirical evidence? It's
because it's what they've been doing. It's part of their game.
culture,
Okay.
routine. It's the norm.
Yep.
It's customary.
Wow.
It's business as usual.
Yep.
You saw it for yourself. Another doctor, official, investigator, medical examiner, 1,200 miles away, did the exact thing the very day after.
Cookie cutter. Do the same thing. Wash, rinse, and repeat.
Shanquella's case. And so many other instances exist. So yes, the doctor and the first responders lied. Yes, they are morally bankrupt for doing it. Yes, they may have taken a bribe. Yes. All of that is plausible.
Wow.
But even more nefarious and reprehensible is the system that provides refuge
Thank you.
for the liars, the bribes, the cover-ups,
Yes.
and femicide impunity. Were it not for the families fighting for their loved ones, the public outcries, and the protests, they would all have been.
Look at that, y'all. Just change the words here for justice for Shanquella. See that? Look at there. They got the same thing. It's just somebody else in Spanish. It's the same thing, y'all.
Accidents. Were it not for Gerardo lighting the spark, then Black Twitter creators, bloggers, and Black media fanning the flames, and now mainstream media catching the heat, Shanquella's case would have been ruled an accident.
Yeah.
So don't stop telling their stories. Don't stop posting support for justice.
All right.
Don't stop hashtagging. Don't stop saying their names until we have justice for them all.
Yes.
Bethany Escobar, Yolanda Martinez, Maria Fernanda Contreras, Leslie Berlin, Ariadna Lopez, Shanquella Robinson.
All right.
Justice for Shanquella.
Yes, great job. Yes. That was excellent. And that was just, a random pick there. That was awesome there. She, it was kind of hard to hear some of that stuff. Again, it just reminds me that I'm right about, I don't think we're going to get any justice from Mexico, and that we need to start focusing on keeping the voice out there, but, geared towards the FBI, like we were saying too. So, wow. That's amazing though. I kind of, like we said, we had kind of stumbled up on it, and now just kind of just really, really, I never saw that movie. This kind of just reinforces it. Mrs. Matthews says, math and logic. Yes. What could she have done that was so stupid to wait till the next morning to wake her up from her bed to be met with barbarism? Yes, exactly. Right. Exactly. Because especially, like a real person would have calmed down. Even if somebody did something that was extremely upsetting to you, to let it sit and fester, that just shows your moral decay, that you holding on to something, like you now really being intentional about the wickedness that you trying to put out there, because you should have cooled off. You had time, right? Had time to cool off. You see, Psych 101, most bullies blame the bullied for their unhinged actions. Exactly. Like we said, these narcissists are notorious for blame shifting. They're never going to take accountability, responsibility for their own action. They're going to blame you. And these abusers blame the victims, victim shame. And that's why they come back to them when they start to try to, love bomb them, tell them they're not going to do it anymore. So it's real important to identify these red flags too. Yep. Blame shifting is something that they do. And Max says the only way their individuals conscious have eaten them up alive. They've all had to falsely validate their actions and silence to themselves. Yep. Yeah. But, people like that, some of them really don't have a conscience. So, we sitting up here thinking, oh, yeah, I hope you die from guilt, or I hope you, can't take it because you're just going to feel too guilty and just tell your secret or whatever. People that are that diabolical don't have a conscience. Like, they're not losing any sleep. They're really agitated that they have to keep hiding and ducking and diving. They can't be out free to do what they want openly. They're more annoyed at the inconvenience of this whole thing, not because they feeling scared or shame or anything like that. Says Mrs. Matthews, exactly, so disrespectful too because she is gone. Yes. Yep. Let's see. They should really force women to be kind to other women. The mindless cattiness needs to cease. I agree, like we were saying over here, that we have been conditioned as women to view other women as our enemies. And this is all part of, keeping us all individual so nobody will join together, because there's strength in numbers, right? So the more we keep ourselves isolated, then we'll be targeted, looked at as victims, right? So we'll be targeted for somebody to come by and victimize. That's why it's important that we learn how to love ourselves. That way we'll be available to love other women. And once we start loving ourselves as women and loving other women, we're going to elevate our standards, we're elevate our self-esteem to where we're not going to be accepting abusive treatment from anybody, because we're going to be so full of ourselves and so confident and so in love with ourselves that we will not allow anybody to abuse us. The more whole you are, the less likely you are to continue the abuse cycle. So it's super important to get healed. Yes. It was very alarming, the news that we were finding out there. So, you see, Mrs. Matthews says, we've heard about that many women, girls go through in India. Okay, the Middle East, had no idea about Mexico too. Wow. Yes, like I said, I had looked and saw Mexico was number 5 in the world. And I'm sure over in the Middle East, it's even worse because women's lives are even less valued over there, to where there's now a big influx of more males than females, because especially in China, where they, had the little one child law, and a lot of times baby girls were being, and they were keeping the baby boys and stuff like that. And then there's this more values placed on the male child, and women's lives really haven't had that much value. So women have been allowed to be, unalived by men for forever, and nothing happens to them. They just turn the other way, and nothing happens. So that leaves the women that are left behind less likely to speak out, less likely to, try to say or stop the abuse, because look what happened to the other woman when she tried, right? And like I said, you only have to be unalive once to, be game over. Mrs. Matthews says, recall those episodes of the Oprah show when she'd repeat, if you're a girl born in America, consider yourself lucky. She traveled the world, so my ears perked up when she'd emote such. Yeah, that makes a difference too when you travel a lot. A lot of times, unfortunately, we Americans are least, in the travel department. So a lot of us haven't even left out of the country. That's why it's super important. Get your passport and go check out some more places and stuff. Get some stamps on your passport and go see how it is to be in other places and stuff. And you'll see how America is really not that popular in a lot of other countries. Not really liked too much. Beautiful woman. Yes. Ernie says, I'm so glad that you put this on your platform. I was watching this before I switched over to watch your show. God is revealing what's going on over there. Exactly. And this was super eye-opening for me, and too for a lot of people, especially as Americans. Like this term femicide was something new. Like we never really used it over here. And now it's starting to become more prevalent and stuff like that. And we see how and why too, so even though they haven't really ranked us over here, this femicide is pretty high over here in America too, it's high over here too. We just haven't been calling it that, right? We just haven't been calling it that. But women have been, getting checked out of here by these men, and nothing's happened to these men for a while, and not just in these other countries. It's right here too. Right here too. And see, psychopaths have no conscience. Yep, Psych 101. That is true. No conscience. Good point. Yep, and that's why you can't befriend them or anything like that, because, they're not going to just grow close to you and be like, yeah, I'm not going to hurt her because, she's nice. Her class, Psych 101. Yep. Those born via lust hold a completely different psyche than those that were conceived via real righteous love. He added that the latter is rare, like unicorn rare. Yes, that's true. Yep. Yeah, these people are born with these negative spirits and stuff. You're right. These lustful spirits. Lust nuts, his words, are malcontent, very competitive, lack empathy, conscious, etc. Yeah, I agree with you. Let's see here. Mrs. Matthews says, ever since the movie Not Without My Daughter, starring Sally Struthers, hadn't seen in years, but it was compelling. Yes, I remember that movie too, because, they got married here in America. It seemed like things was going good. Then they went to his country, and then boom, the mask fell off, and I was scared about that. I was really scared about that. And, yeah, that was a good movie. Good one for bringing that one up. Yep. Mrs. Matthews says, hence the maxim, those that do not travel will never know the value of man. Unknown. Okay. Cool. All right. Let's see here. Miss Matthews said, it's believed that real hurricanes, tornadoes denotes OYA is mad at how women are treated. Okay. Oya is mad how women is treated good. So we need to, good. Yeah. Hopefully, we could start making some changes here, and that should start to bring a lot of different changes to the world once we start valuing our women. Real tsunamis. Let's see, what is this here? Yemaya is mad. Yemaya is mad at how women, children are treated. Yes. If you read the book Homo Sapiens by A.K. Pursue, what the earth will have to do to restore sane balance on her axis. Okay, we'll have to check that out. Yeah, how y'all feel about maybe throwing in some books and stuff like that too? This is like I said, this is all new for me too, and we just kind of going with the flow here, and doing all this good stuff. So this really is going to be okay. Here we got some more stuff here. Ty Lever says justice for Shanquella. And also look up, they allegedly wanting to unalive only females trees. Oh, wow. Yes, book reviews. I'll be awesome. I'm with it. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah. Like I said, but we building the community, y'all, and I'm getting better with my little technical skills and all that stuff too. And y'all is gonna see something. By the end of this year, this whole channel is going to perk up. And what I'm doing on my other channel is really about empowering individuals, middle-aged people, really, my Gen X, on how to overcome the fear of leaving behind your job to start a business, be an entrepreneur, be your own self. And we talk about different streams of income. I'm a Turo host. I'm a licensed realtor also, and y'all know I'm a retired nurse, so I still have a nurse's license. Different multiple streams of income, something I always push in, because if you have your finances together, it's going to help you with your self-esteem. It's going to help you to be able to heal, because you're not going to be worried and concerned about your money. Money really does solve a lot of problems, and it helps you tremendously. And Miss Matthews says, Dr. Catherine Northrup, her book, Women's Health, Women's Wisdom, she wrote to how naturally women are connected to the earth. Gender envy is a real thing. Okay, thank you so much for giving a word for that. Gender envy is a real thing, real danger if we don't study. Wow. Okay. Yes. Because I'm pretty sure that's why the gender of this Dejanay person keeps coming into question, because if that's the case, the amount of rage and fury that was unleashed on her explains it, because of this gender envy. Wow. Deep. Exactly. What it denotes to be born an organic woman. Yes. Wow. I don't believe that there was a seizure. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Yeah, I agree with you on that. No time for that. All right, so since we all in agreement that, we still going to keep the Justice for hashtag Justice for Shanquella alive and, thriving, this is a good thing. And, I'm glad that we had opportunity to see some new videos, and also to continue to build on our foundation that we put out here together. So thank y'all for coming out here and keeping me straight here, and love y'all. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. And I think, what about the times too, y'all? I'm trying to, like today, like I said, I did 3 lives, trying to see about the times, what are good times for people. I know there's some West Coast people that watch me, and but for y'all, what's a good time for y'all? Let's see here. Anybody say anything? Shan is exo study. I don't know what that word is there. I leave it there. All right. So, and my eyes are really sleepy and tired, y'all. And it was my birthday, and I did a whole bunch of birthday stuff too. And I still came through and, loved on y'all with these 3 lives. And let's see here. I think 10 to 10:30 is good. Oh, like what we just did? Okay, cool. That's fine. And I'll do my Real Estate Apostle channel in the earlier time. Perfect. All right, cool. All right, perfect. Well, then I shall. Okay, somebody, another one for 10. Courtney say 10 is good too. Okay. So that was about what time we started on tonight then. And I'll just be more prepared. And thank y'all too for the people that was sending me the stuff for the emails with different stuff too. So I'm always open. Y'all put y'all's offerings up in there. This is our community. I work 10-hour shifts, but today is my Friday. Okay, so yeah, what is today? Oh, this here is Thursday. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, well then I will see y'all tomorrow. Love y'all. Peace and love, and good night all. See y'all tomorrow.